Hello everyone and welcome. Today I wanted to discuss the topic of not only the differences between Dirty Bomb and Overwatch, but whether or not I think Overwatch is going to kill or significantly impact Dirty Bomb's player base in a negative way. Now, Overwatch and Dirty Bomb are two entirely different games, just remember that. I know how much they might seem to be very close in resemblance, since they both have objective-based game modes, a multitude of different characters to choose from, each with their own specific classes and abilities unique to their individual character, and the fact that they are both first-person shooters. Well, don't let that fool you, because while on paper they sound incredibly similar, the core gameplay mechanics of each game are vastly different. For example, I consider Dirty Bomb to be a shooter in the traditional sense, in which that there is a weapon pool to select from, and while different mercs will have access to different weapons within that pool, they all pick from the same group of weapons. The core gameplay is focused around outgunning your opponent with fast aim and skilled precision, while also having access to unique abilities. Now, while these abilities do contribute to making these individual mercenaries unique, they are not heavily relied on. At least not for the most part. Your abilities will probably be on cooldown, and you'll be forced to use your guns in most situations. Another thing that's great about Dirty Bomb is that you can jump straight into the game with very little to no understanding on how things work, and you can still pick it up very quickly and have a good time. Now this is where Dirty Bomb and Overwatch have the biggest difference for me personally. Overwatch has a much steeper learning curve for new players, the maps can be very confusing at first, the objectives are not always the most clear, and no two heroes are even remotely similar to each other. You cannot adjust to a new hero based on the previous experience you had with another. They all take a while to get used to, some more than others, and some are actually very easy to pick up and understand. One great upside that Overwatch has over Dirty Bomb is that you can enter the training mode and have ample time to test and get used to any hero you wish to play. But the main point here being that each playstyle differs in extreme ways, and learning to counter each individual hero is a difficult task. There is also no one hero that can out-challenge the rest. It's a game of rock, paper, scissors basically, and you and your team have to communicate and make sure you have a proper well-rounded selection of heroes to get the job done. In essence, I feel that Overwatch is more of a non-traditional shooter with MOBA-esque abilities. Now, I'm not saying that Overwatch is a MOBA, in fact it most certainly isn't, but the ability system definitely resembles that of a MOBA in my opinion, with its heavy reliance on abilities and the ultimate ability feature as well. As for whether or not I think Overwatch will negatively impact Dirty Bomb's player base, it's hard to tell. As I said, I think the games are very different in terms of core gameplay and the way you handle engagements, each of which will attract different crowds. Some people will prefer Overwatch much more than Dirty Bomb, while others the opposite, and some might even enjoy the best of both worlds. In Overwatch, I feel that you really have to communicate with your team in order to make the most out of a situation, and while the same may be said for Dirty Bomb, especially in competitive play, it's tons easier to carry a team as an individual in Dirty Bomb than it is to in Overwatch. But with experience, I may change my opinion on that, but either way, Dirty Bomb is much more solo-friendly in its casual matchmaking. As for whether or not I think Overwatch is going to steal players from Dirty Bomb, I don't think it's really fair to say that it will, since the games are so vastly different from each other in terms of core gameplay. I don't see myself being drawn in by Overwatch personally, just for the fact that it's not a game that I enjoy playing. And as I said, the core gameplay differences don't really give a justified response to which is better if you were to compare them. Certain people will prefer one playstyle to the other, and I myself prefer Dirty Bomb. So anyways, those are my thoughts on the topic of Overwatch versus Dirty Bomb, so I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. But until then, as always, take care everyone.